Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Peace Luv Biz with me, your host Steve Higgins, and the magnificent Mary is with us. How are you doing, Matt?
So amazing. It's a great day. It's a great day. Full
It is a
disclosure,
good.
my hair keeps moving because I have a fan on me because it's like 90 degrees. So, yeah. But it's a great freaking day.
Well, and it always helps when you know your worth and you know that you're getting what you're worth, which
Absolutely.
is the segue for today's topic, which is knowing your worth. You're running a business, not a charity. So, if you've thought about price increases, if you've talked about how much you should charge, setting smart pricing, and getting paid in a timely manner. So, they're
Hmm.
the kind of things that we're going to be talking about today. It's going to be talking about protecting your business, protecting yourself, and making sure that your self-esteem doesn't get ruined in the process. Because
Yeah. I mean,
that's something I think about.
and have a really good self-esteem. It's important not to have bad self-esteem, but it's more important to have great self-esteem. Realistic, but great.
Well, and how many years have I been dealing with my self-esteem issues? Let's just start there.
As
Because,
long as I've known you.
yeah, I was always being asked for more. I was
Yeah.
always being told that what I did, even though it was magnificent, was never good enough.
Well, and that's key, I think. You said you were always asked for more. Yes, I mean I ask for more all the time from you. But it's not because you're not doing something good enough. It's because you're amazing. I love everything that you do. You're incredible, and there is a difference. You have to support the person and appreciate what they're doing, and there's a
Yeah.
huge difference there.
Well, and whether it's very industry or profession agnostic, it's about the people, it's about understanding your value and what you bring to the table.
Hmm.
And realistically, we have undercharged like crazy because
Yes,
what you do with your side of the business is incredible and is
thank you.
understated. Um,
And equally on your side, and I am guilty of not practicing what I preach. But that's why I have you, and that's why we meet, and that's why there's going to be price increases
yeah,
for FYI for our listeners, the people that are part of our stuff. You should be charging what your value is, and so should we. I mean,
yeah.
all around. That's just important.
Well, I'll start this off with a stat, and according to FreshBooks,
I love
I
you. You love your stats, man.
do love stats. Stats tell
Mhm.
stories.
They do.
60% of small business owners undercharge for their services, and over half say they struggle to get paid on time.
Absolutely. I would agree with that totally.
We see it with ourselves, we see it with
Yep.
our clients,
Yep.
and this week more than ever with what we've been dealing with,
For
not
sure.
just for our business, but for our clients in general.
Hmm.
This is why this is going to be such a kind of a fun take on this because it's so
Well, yeah.
pertinent.
It's so
Um,
like, I mean, we always talk about the things that are, I mean, they're all accounting and biz dev and digital marketing related, but, business related, but we talk about the things that are present for us. And this is present for us currently with our clients and with ourselves.
I want to say 90% of this is all about mindset too,
Oh, it
and
definitely
putting,
is. Like, I
and
was
putting it in
super
place.
excited. I was really
Like,
excited when you mentioned what we were talking about. I was like, yes, I'm right there.
yeah. So let's just dive in because we wanted to start with why knowing your worth matters.
Hmm.
And the first thing is about the mental and the financial traps of underpricing yourself. Uh, because underpricing sends the wrong message, wrong
Hmm.
massage. That's a different thing entirely. An underpriced massage, that's literally a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Um, oh God,
Unintended.
pun intended. Um,
Also, people, Stephen is exhausted. He's been up since midnight, so, and
yeah,
it's noon while we're recording this.
Yeah.
So he's a little tired, and I'm super hyper, which is normally the way things work out with us.
Well, the delirium helps in some ways.
Yeah.
Um, but underpricing can imply that you're cheap, and cheap often translates to not very good work,
Right.
essentially.
It does. Yeah.
Um, and from a marketing standpoint, if you look at how your brand image is, look at Lamborghini, Bugatti, and then compare that to Ford, Chevy. Those four brands tell different stories. Ford and Chevy, you think, you know, old, reliable, whereas the other brands you think of flash, expensive, and fast. The same in any business. If you look cheap and your pricing is cheap, people won't trust you anywhere near as much as a somebody that's showing good market value.
So, God, this is going to date me, of course, because everything does, but I'm looking really fabulous, so I'm confident in talking about it. Um, so, when I was in high school, which was when you were born,
Yeah,
there was a car called a Yugo. It was from Yugoslavia, literally, and it was called a
yeah,
Yugo. And it looked like the Fred Flintstone car. And I
I've
remember
seen them.
because I went to a private Christian college prep high school, and my homeroom teacher had one. And I was like, what is happening here? What is that? And that's what I thought of when you're saying cheap. Like, you're literally having to do everything for this. There's no way that this is going to get you to your destination on for a long haul. To get around the corner, to get to the grocery store, definitely, right? But you got to drive an hour, and in the states, everything is you drive everywhere. I mean, for you to go to into the city, into Tampa, is like you have to map out an hour easily because of traffic. And that's typical in any major metropolitan city in the U.S. But it's like it takes time. So are you going to drive a Yugo there? Yeah, probably not. And that's just to go to the city. That's not going to Disney or Universal or taking a road trip to New York. It's none of that. You know.
And when you end up at your destination, what are people going to think when they see you pulling up in a Yugo? They're going to think that you're a connoisseur of vintage, tiny little automobiles.
So I mean,
I've seen
translating that
bigger
to
cars in
us.
England, and that's
I
scary.
mean, translating that to us, it's we had talked about this in a previous episode. I mean, do you want a one night stand or do you want a relationship? And it says something like people that come to us and they either did their own taxes or I get like a Liberty tax or an H&R block or and not to throw shade, but those are literally data entry clerks. Anybody can get a PTIN. That's a preparer tax identification number. Anybody can get a PTIN. You don't need an education for a PTIN. You can do it on paper and send that crap in. You can use a free software and get a PTIN and put it in. I mean, but that doesn't make it of value, and it's not. And we've gone through stuff. Literally, we've looked at stuff and gone, "Oh man, these were done wrong."
Speaking of, if anybody's still dealing with that, we're in July. If you're still struggling with taxes for this year, for 2024, go to our
Yeah,
website and put in a contact form and we'll help you. Go,
yeah.
go to peacelovebiz.com, peaceluvbiz.com, and put a contact form in. We'll get you scheduled and take a look. We touched on self-esteem, and people fear raising rates because
Oh, they do. Yeah.
people fear going and collecting money that's already owed to them.
Oh,
So
I love it.
I know
Like
you do.
that's my jam. I
My
love it.
my little accounting pit bull over there.
Yes.
Oh my
Hmm.
God. Okay, so way back when we first met,
Hmm.
Mary was doing collections, and my client, because I was just a sales rep at the time, turned around and said, that Mary, she's a real pit bull in a negative, uh, implying a negative connotation. And I turned around and said, well, you're talking about one of the most lovable creatures on the planet in a pit bull.
Hmm.
So you're really getting this the wrong way around, dude. And he was kind of shocked, taken aback, and he's like eating his words a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Mary is super professional. She's so matter of fact. And, if somebody owes money by a specific date, you can't then say, oh, well, I'm not, I'm in the right when you haven't paid by the date.
Right. Well, and communicate. Like we have plenty of
Yeah.
people that are like, "Hey, I'm late. I know I'm late." Just communicate with me, and we're good. We really
Yeah.
work with a lot of our clients, and we're fine working with it. But you've got to own that. Otherwise, you get a very different version of Mary. You don't get this soft. I mean, I'm really not soft, touchy, feely, but I try my best to be that way. And, we love our clients. But otherwise, you just get this morning. I mean, I don't care. I'm not here to be liked, but I was like, God, I really come across as cold and heartless, but I like money. I mean, I don't live some fabulous, bougie lifestyle at all and never want to, but I like money.
Yeah.
I like paying my people and I like affording crap and not worrying and hey, pay.
Nothing you said, though, was incorrect. It was all
Yeah.
accurate, it was factual, and people just need to
Well,
check
I think
themselves
that
sometimes.
I think one thing, and this ties in with the self esteem and it ties in with the mentality, is that people want to be liked. Why? I have no idea. I don't know why people want to be liked. I could care less if somebody likes me or not. If you respect me, you may not like me, but respect me, I'll take. But like me and think I'm a fool, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
And
I get some of it because if somebody's working in a shared environment, then you have to play nice in the sandbox.
well, I'm
But
all about playing nice in a sandbox. I mean, I literally had a client, our client, who I was doing collections for. His client went, "I'm never going to like you," or something to that effect. And I went, "Well, it's fine. I'm not here to be liked."
yeah,
I mean, I'll be nice. And I said, this is a professional relationship. I don't even know what you look like. This is the second time I've spoken with you. So this isn't about liking you. I'm being nice. I'm being professional. Just respect me. I respect you. We're good. And he was like, that actually made him like me.
yeah, the irony.
I don't care if he likes me or not, but it was very ironic that me saying I don't need to be liked. But if you're not good at collection, if you know you're too nice and you know you discount, stop doing it. Give it to somebody else, like me.
Yeah. Well, and last week we talked about respect, and we talked about communication, transparency, setting expectations.
Hmm.
That's a big part of this because if you set the expectation that you are to be paid on the first, otherwise you lose access to these services, whatever
Hmm.
line of business it is, that's what it is. And without the communication between the two parties, then there's going to be no leeway in that unless
Hmm.
you are prepared to be walked all over. And
Absolutely.
that's not a good way to run the business sustainably.
Yeah.
Um, we're going to skip a little bit, but boundaries and payment terms, like deposit dates, due dates, how you've been doing this like crazy for a lot of people. How
Hmm.
do you address the non-payment without burning the bridge?
Well, you don't. I mean, you maintain your professionalism. Um, I had to tell clients today, and not ours, but clients of our clients, that they're going to be losing access because of non-payment. And one guy just literally lost it on me. Um, and I just said, "Hey, I get it. I hear what you're saying, but you've been behind for months." I said to a couple of them, maybe what you need, I sincerely believe this, is you need a good accountant to help you do budgets and forecasts. I said, it's not me because you don't pay your bills. um, so I like nothing personal. I don't want you. But you need that type of discipline, and people just don't have it, and that's okay. But own that you don't have it. It's like you were saying how last week we were talking about respect, and I was having all these light bulbs go off about how I am as a person and personal relationships versus professional. And then this week I kind of realized, like, yeah, I need a softer touch and a softer approach to certain things, but it is okay that I am strong and I am a boss and that I do what I do and I do it. I don't do it well. I do it fucking amazing. And that is okay. That is more than okay. And I know my limitations and I own them and I work on it, work on it. I'm never going to be like, you know, dowdy little Mary. That's just not me. But can I be softer? Absolutely. Can I change the way I approach things? Absolutely. You can look at things and go, after feedback, go, oh, I shouldn't be ordering Starbucks every single day and giving the barista a tip because they handed me a cup of coffee. I mean, there's
I'm a
just things.
I'm a serial $0 tipper for somebody that literally just gives me something over a counter. I'm I can't do it.
Well, and where I live, tips are like the strangest thing in the world.
England's the
And
same way.
I'm used to tipping my hairstylist and my mani and petty person, and I tip, and they're like, "Oh yeah, she's the white lady." But it's just normal for me. Now I won't tip for coffee. I'm not tipping you because you handed me a cup of coffee. I'm just not. Sorry, that's ridiculous.
I
But
just
I mean, know your limitations. Know that you need to work in it, and then take that information and learn from it. Make better decisions in your capacity.
yeah. And something that people need to realize is that yeah, if there's non-payment, you are going to get slapped with late fees, interest, whatever it is that is in that
Mhm.
agreement, or the agreement after the fact that when you have to set up a payment plan with somebody, you're going to
Yeah.
have to deal with that. Um,
And what did I hear this morning? Oh my God, this is so formal. And I said, no, this is a business. Like that really took me back. I was like, I've been his friend. Okay, that's fine. You can be friends with him. But right now you're a client and you don't have payment in. So this is a business. We're not doing a charity. Even charities, we're not doing a charity. But even charities, you've got to apply when you get food stamps, you got to apply for food stamps. There's the form to fill out. There are rules and restrictions and things that you have to be complicit with, compliant with. So even charities have guidelines.
yeah,
It's not like a free for all.
business evolves, businesses change, but you, people have to just deal with it. There's no other way about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
they really do. Hmm.
if let's face it, if it's been going too good for however many years, and all of a sudden there's a price increase, a change in policy, that's something they've just got to deal with or get the fuck out of there. Like,
Well, I mean, I had somebody yesterday go, "Oh no, I told him the owner that I pay on the 15th," and I went, "Yeah, I just sat there for a minute and I went, okay, so you don't dictate when you pay our bill, our invoice to you. We do. You can ask. You can ask for a month. Hey, is it possible I make a payment by this date, and we can consider it based on your what your history has been. But you don't dictate. Can you imagine telling T-Mobile, "Oh well, I'm not paying it until the 31st. It's due the 18th." If they say it's okay, great.
you don't pay by
But
the 18th, you're cut off on the 19th.
yeah, it's like
And,
that. No, that doesn't exist.
well, and let's even go more minute. You go to Starbucks, you buy a coffee, you pay up front. You
Yes.
like unless there's terms arranged between an organization and the client, like you pay when you get told you have to pay.
Well, I know that. Okay, so it's me, so I'm not going to apologize for it. This is how I am. But the one client I'm working with is a caterer, and we were talking about how they need to be payment, like half should be due when they're booking because he has food costs.
Yeah.
And then the balance paid 3 days prior to the event. Because I'm going through receivables right now and I have people that owe money from events. And I was asking him, and he's like, well, and I said, you do realize they've eaten your food, they've gone home, and they've already, I'll put it this way, recycled it. I was like, it's already out of their body
It's
and
not
they
even on that
haven't
top
paid
tier
for
anymore.
it. And he was like, exactly. And he was like, oh my God, yes, you're right, you're right, you're right. And I'm like, I, you gotta be kidding me.
I mean, no wonder you're so happy and hyper. You've been told that you were right all week.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh,
And personally too. And
and
I will
personally.
say personally that I did put it in the effort. And I'll
Well,
use
yeah,
this as an example for the people that are not strong in budgets and not strong in forecasting. I am not strong, as we discovered last podcast, that I can be kind and sweet and approach my personal relationship not as a business. So I used an AI to respond to text messages to my partner for a week. And he knew it because he was like, who the hell is this
yeah,
when he saw me? But I don't need it anymore.
yeah. You,
I learned in
you're
a week
evolving.
just by reading I would type it in and have it change, and I would read it and go, oh, yeah, that is a much better way to say that. And after
Yeah.
a week, got it. I'm good. Don't need it anymore. You
Well,
can change. Anybody can change. You just need the tools.
so speaking of last week, we talked about expectations,
Hmm.
and now we're talking about what undercharging says to clients, whether it's intentional or not.
Hmm.
You're setting a precedent if you discount like crazy and that's all you ever do,
Yeah.
because they'll always expect the discount.
Yeah.
I've seen it with us. I've seen it before with us in other places
Yeah.
where, you end up being that thrift store style business when really
We
you're
have
offering a
somebody
premium
right
service.
now,
Yeah.
remember this past week, still
Uh-huh.
arguing with us about the monthly increase after agreeing to it. And I got so fed up, I went, "Fuck it." Like, I
Yeah.
couldn't deal with it anymore because I know that that anger side of Mary, the Hulk version, that will happen.
And you're going to be Red Hulk, aren't you?
Yeah.
Rather than
I'm
Green
gonna
Hulk.
be. Well, I
Um,
do. Oh, I did have a green hat, but I'm still not allowed to wear it. But
yeah, no, not while I'm present.
Steven is
Um,
not liking my shirt. It's a Boston Red Sox fan shirt.
the irony is for you from New York, so what
I
does that
know.
say?
Yeah.
But to the point, you start undercharging, not only is everybody going to expect it, you're also going to hurt yourself mentally with, I'm doing all of this work and I'm not getting paid the right amount
Mhm.
for it. And then you go
Well,
into a spiral.
you're also creating. You've also moved the exceptions to now become the rule. And rules are rules for a reason. Exceptions are exceptions for a reason. They're rare and they're few and in between. That's what an exception is. A rule is majority 99% of the time. That's the rule. There's always going to be an exception, but they're small exceptions and they're rare. They're going to happen, but they're rare. The moment you turn an exception into the normal way of doing things, you've negated everything.
Hmm. Which is why a few ways to combat this stuff is having regular price reviews, whether it's on a quarterly, some places do it on a monthly or even a weekly basis. If
Yeah.
they
You
are
got to do it, what, every 6 months, I think we
every
review.
6 months for us, but I'm
Yeah.
thinking some manufacturers, they have to change the pricing based on all
I
sorts of
mean,
tariffs, product
t-
availability, all types of stuff.
exactly. Yep.
Um,
And more so with this administration.
yeah. Yeah, I'm just thinking about all the times where we was told it's going to be X amount, and then it's like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're paying. 20, 30% more than
Right.
you would have been.
Yeah.
Um, but having those reviews with your clients and saying, hey, look, pricing is going to change on a monthly basis, quarterly basis, whatever it is, based on the scope of work, based on the availability, whatever it is.
And we
Supply.
let our clients know that when we onboard them, we go, hey, listen, we're going to review. If things change, things change. If you change, we change. The pricing wise, if you need more meetings, that goes up. You need more this, that goes up. It's just part of the deal. These are the scope of services that we'll provide. But once you move that needle, all the needles need to move.
Yeah. Um,
Great point. Really on it today for being exhausted and being up for, well, having 2 hours of sleep.
yeah. The question is, I think we've kind of covered most things here.
I
Anything
think
else
we
you
have.
really want to touch on with this?
Just that I'm freaking amazing. I mean, we're amazing, but I'm in love with myself today.
This is definitely a Mary expertise kind of area. So,
Yeah.
and I'm good at it. I've done this like crazy. I'm good at
Yeah.
getting money
Well,
in.
you were my wingman when I did collections for the other company.
I
We
so
we tag teamed.
and we have a really good cop bad cop routine, and
Yeah.
sometimes we have to invert it with people.
Yep.
Like there's clients of ours where I have to be the bad cop, which is weird because Mary's used to having to be the bad cop.
Yeah.
Um, it's kind of
The
thrilling.
British are coming.
The British, yeah, the British are coming.
I
Um,
literally said that yesterday. I don't think I told you, but I did say that to him yesterday.
no, you didn't.
No.
I didn't. I tell you to tell him
Yeah, you
that.
did, and I did.
Yeah,
I ended up saying it. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
And also, I mean, it has everything to do with this, but just add on is when I was doing this because it's not just it's getting all these systems in place, but it's having the SOPs. It's clearly communicating with them. It's not just having a phone call. It's also having an email follow up so that you have a chain of written communication, and that's required. Um, the the clients were like, "Oh, you don't have to email." I'm like, I absolutely have to email what we just agreed upon because then I've stated it, there's evidence and there's proof. That's how this happens. um I mean, that's just what it didn't we have a salesperson tell us he felt pressured into signing a contract with us? He's
yeah.
a salesperson and he owes us like 12 grand. And now we have all our documents. So now it goes to the next step. It goes legal. I mean, that's what happens. And sometimes you have to do that, but be confident in yourself. If you're not, find someone that is. I am.
If you need that help, if you need collections help, if you need help getting these processes set up, please reach out because
Hmm.
Mary's a real boss at this.
Yeah.
We can help. We're not perfect, but we're pretty close with this.
Yeah. Don't
Um,
be a doormat. I like that.
yeah,
You put that in your stuff. Don't be a doormat.
don't be a doormat. Um,
Credit due to Stephen for that one. But
well, I think I titled this "You're running a business, not a charity," and
yeah,
you
and
know
spot on.
you
Definitely
will.
spot on.
There's a reason that you have charitable contributions when you go
Mhm.
come tax time, but on a day-to-day basis, that's not it. So just remember that your time, your talent, and your expertise are valuable. So don't let anybody else treat them otherwise.
Right.
And getting the right value isn't arrogance, it's the foundation of sustainable, profitable business.
It is. And it goes back to what every podcast we've talked about. Do what you do good at. Do what you're best at. Like this client that I've spent more time with this week than I have Steven, which is incredible. Um, Literally, I just stripped him of everything but being a chef. The end. And it works.
So if you have to raise your rates, raise them.
Yeah.
If it's probably long overdue if you're looking to raise the rates now, because it's probably been a minute.
I mean, look
Uh,
at your industry averages. If you need us to tell you that, we'll tell you what industry averages are for services. No problem.
right. Um, you should really know what everybody in your area is doing. If
Hmm.
if it's a competitive industry like HVAC or something, you should kind of know
Yeah.
where you're at. But if you don't, then let us know and we can help.
Yep.
Um, that is
And then,
part.
but also, sorry, also with those industry averages, you need to factor in your experience, your education, your practice. I've done this for 30 years. I'm finishing a doctorate. There is a huge value to having me in your corner, a massive value. And that's just me. That's not even including my team, my business partner, everything that you bring to the table. That's just my value. So you need to factor all those things in as well.
Yeah. Um, if you want help aligning your prices with your value, like Mary's talking about, head to peacelovebiz.com. Reach out to us, and we'll be happy to sit down with you for free for the for the initial consultation. We'll sit down, figure out what we can do to help, and yeah, we'll help you get paid the right amount and in a timely manner. How's
And
that?
with the right people. It's okay if people go, it is okay. This is my last thought. It is okay if people go, oh, well, I can't do it. Okay, that's fine. There's somebody else that's a better fit. I've had not a lot of relationships, but each one that has ended, there's been someone better after. Same thing. There's
Yeah,
always something better. You just got to find it. Better fit.
know your worth. So
Yes. It's almost like we should have done an episode on knowing your worth.
yeah, shut off. So
You're the best.
you're the best.
You
Until
are the
next time,
best.
everybody, know your worth
Know your
and
worth.
run your business with peace, love, and profitability. How's
Love
that?
it.
See you next time.
See you next time.